Hello all, and welcome to Movie Bears Podcast TV. I'm Brad Harris, and now and then, when our schedule allows, and thank goodness it's been 2 weeks in a row, yay! I am joined by some awesome friends of mine to discuss TV, which I love movies, but TV is kind of my thing, guys. I don't know. I don't know.
We won't tell movies that you said that.
Yeah, don't tell the Movie Bears Podcast. Those guys will disown me. They'll vote me off the island.
No. Oh my gosh.
Anyway, hashtag blindside.
Hashtag blindside.
Hashtag blindside. Well, welcome to the show as well. My wonderful co-host is Casey Scott is here with us. Welcome, Casey.
Hello. Happy week 2.
Yay!
Yay. I'm legitimately excited about that.
Yeah. I love it when you're excited, Casey. It makes me excited.
Yeah, I'm glad it's infectious in a good way.
Oh, yes, indeed. And Stephen Heslin is here with us as well. Welcome, Stephen.
Hey, everybody. Happy Double Deuce. That's my take on it.
Oh, my goodness. Double Deuce. What?
You're full of, like, MBP TV-isms now.
I know.
Like, Stephen can't even, Double Deuce.
I know.
Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, we have a big show this week. We are going to be talking about the premiere episode of Fear the Walking Dead. We'll also be catching up with Survivor, dishing up a little MeTV. So, guys, I mean, big order. Are we ready to just dive right into it? Are you good to go?
Let's
dive off the yacht into the waters of.
Oh,
you
God.
Knew exactly. You knew exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, let's be stupid and jump into the water.
Yeah, let's get to that in a second. Hold your horses there.
All right. So before we dive in,
oh goodness,
we do want to give you our spoiler plate warning that we're going to be spoiling the crap out of pretty much any show we talk about, save maybe MeTV. I don't know, because if someone's not watching the show you're watching,
right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll make that call when we get there. But for Fear the Walking Dead and Survivor, spoilers are expected. In any event, here we go. Our discussion of Fear the Walking Dead. God, at least they have kind of a theme song that I can splice in here now.
I know, the past was a little difficult. I was like, there's not even a theme to this, so how is this going to work?
In the past, it's like, boom, blah, and like, that's it. It's like, what the hell kind of intro?
By the way, I do want to say, nice word marriage of spoiler and boilerplate.
I like that.
Spoilerplate.
Did you coin that?
I'm stealing that.
I did.
I'm stealing that. Yeah, that's good.
And it's also like being handed a plate of spoilers. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I didn't even think that. Yeah.
Now I ruined it. Way to go.
Yeah, because I don't want to eat spoilers. I'll eat anything else.
Really? All right. Well, Stephen can't even himself. Why don't you kick us off? What did you think of the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead,
Well,
Stephen?
I think it's apropos that we bring up the Stephen can't even right off the bat. 'Cause I can't even with this show. It is.
Oh my God.
I hate it so much. The first 6 episodes that they had the first introductory 6 episodes, I think we all kind of agreed were pretty terrible. There were fleeting moments of intrigue, but for the most part, it was just terrible. It just didn't do anything. And when they were like, oh, it was a hit and people loved it, and oh my God, I loved it, I was like, who are these people? I have no idea, because I just can't stand it. I can't stand any of the characters, really. They make stupid decisions. None of it makes sense. And they're not even in Los Angeles. I mean, you can tell it's not Los Angeles. If you've ever lived in L.A., none of that looked like L.A. The architecture, the hill, it just didn't. So then when they came back, I was like, okay, maybe that was just, a testing the waters, so to speak. Maybe this, season they'll kind of really get into it. And it opens up with Los Angeles is on fire because it got bombed by the military, I guess. They didn't. I wish I had seen like a sort of like, previous. They had a little bit of a previously on, but I didn't feel like they explained that enough. And they were going out to the yacht, and there's a million zombies already, and so it's like, okay, I was kind of hoping this show would be the ramp up to the zombie apocalypse, and it feels like we've jumped right into it. And it's like, well, then you've got 2 Walking Dead shows. It just it doesn't make sense to me. And so then they're on the boat, and then it's stupid boat time, and it's, you know...
hashtag stupid boat time.
Yeah, exactly. They make stupid decisions. They do stupid things. Like, why even carry the body onto the boat? Like, she's dead. There's a bunch of zombies coming. Leave her on the fucking shore. Like, I don't care if you liked her. There's no purpose to bringing her on the boat. It's and then, you know, the angst that he has for his father, and he has to hit his father. Stupid. The wafy model kid jumping into the water because he thinks he hears somebody in a boat. Stupid. Like, just the girl giving all this information to somebody she doesn't even know on the walkie-talkie. Stupid.
Falling in love with the guy, apparently.
Yeah, it's just like everything was just like, oh my god, I can't stand the show. So I can't even.
You can't even. You can't even.
Can't even. You need to
Oh
think
my
a song.
Sorry, I may have been had some pent up aggression there. But...
Oh my goodness! I know. Did you have some wine after work? My goodness.
Wow.
No, I live for that. That's good.
Yeah.
We do need a theme song. Totally.
Yeah.
Should be like
Theme song.
Steven can't even.
Yeah, it's all happy and you know.
Yeah, it needs to be like 80s or 90s sitcom, like Step by Step or something.
There we go. Totally. I wish, Steven, that I could say my opinion diverged from yours, but man, so I watched this today after work, and I'll preface this by saying I worked a 12-hour day today, which was kind of crazy.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We had to
That's
end
all right.
this too.
Well, I'm not sorry because on the other side of the pain was the pleasure of hanging out with you guys. So I'm not sorry at all. It's all worth it. But I want to preface it by saying I worked a long day. I was kind of brain dead. So when I turned it on, I don't know that my head was totally in it. So I don't know if that's part of it or the show's just really fucking terrible. Maybe it's a blend of both. But like I started up, right? And they're on the beach, and I had the same question, Steven, like, how are there thousands of zombies up there now when, like, at the end of last season, like, they were still sort of ramping up?
Yeah.
Not everybody was a zombie yet. Like, how did we go from that to full-scale, like, zompocalypse already? So, question mark there, because I don't get it. Two, I realized that the kid, like, was crying over his dead mom and wouldn't leave her body. So he brought the body, I guess, to get the kid, but like, I don't know. I felt that was like, you know what? Pick the kid up and put him in the goddamn boat and let's go.
Yeah, you've got zombies attacking you. Like, there's no reason to worry about a dead body at that point.
Right. Exactly. And then, so they get the boat on the water. We've got Boat Tyrese apparently, and he's like, "It's my boat. We do what I want. It's my boat. We do what I want."
Yeah.
And, like, the whole time, I mean, it's totally telegraphed that, like, oh, wait, everybody. The real threat isn't the Walking Dead zombies.
It's other people.
Other people. We haven't seen that before, right?
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, we've got, like, zombie pirate boats. I don't even know. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Excuse my language. And they've apparently, like, destroyed another yacht, and we have zombies in the water, and now we have this, like, Jaws zombie scene where, like, Nick is trying to get, like, the log from the yacht for some reason. I didn't understand that.
I didn't understand that either. Like, why would they be writing down, like, this is how the zombies attacked us? Like, it doesn't make sense. But on top of it,
why would he know that, first of all? Right.
But on
Has
top
he
of
ever been on the fucking water? Come on now.
When they jumped in the water, like, they didn't notice a boat a few feet away with zombies coming at them. Like, they have these slow motion scenes where they're, like, floating and they look up and like, does that look like a real zombie? Oh my god, it is a zombie. You didn't notice it there 30 seconds ago?
Right. And that was my next question. So here's the thing, right? They're all down there having their slow motion family dinner scene or whatever, and then the stupid kid jumps in the water. Is he trying to kill himself? I don't even know what he's doing, right? So Nick jumps in after him to go get him, and that's where I stopped understanding completely, because I'm like, when they show that big boat, there's all kinds of smoke coming off of it. Like, I understand that boats drift. Maybe they were moving or something, but I just don't, for the life of me, understand how they did not see this going on. Like, apparently 30 fucking feet away from their yacht, right? Then Hormone Girl, like her boyfriend is now coming to kill them all, and so I don't know. None of it resonated with me. None of it made me go, "Oh wow, this is really cool." The only thing was, I did wonder, like in the zombie apocalypse, why wouldn't you just get on a boat and like go find an island somewhere? And
I thought that too. I was like, oh, that actually would have been a good plan. Like, go
But do they do that? Does it become like Fear the Walking Dead Lost? No, of course not, because we're going to go down to San Diego and see what the military is doing.
We're going to go to another giant, immensely populated metropolitan area and see if that has not been completely fucked over. It's like,
isn't that what you just left? Oh my God. Exactly. Makes no sense. So
why not
whatever.
Catalina. They were mentioning Catalina. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Go to Catalina.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I don't even know the LA in California that well, but I do know that, go to California.
Yeah, it's a 1 hour ride off the coast, and it's a small island that nobody really lives on. It's only touristy, so it's you've got a limited amount of people, so limited zombies. You can control it.
I know.
But then what kind of show would it be?
Yeah,
it would be like the boring Walking Dead, I guess. I mean,
it'd be like Zombie Robinson Crusoe or something.
Yeah.
Seriously, guys, I think that this show is now only built to be like zombie entertainment while the regular Walking Dead is off the air. Like it's
entertainment, quote unquote.
Right. Yeah. It's not trying to do anything different at this point. It's just like, oh, you know what, Rick and crew, they're on vacation for a while. Right. So let's focus on the B team that nobody gives a goddamn about anymore.
Well, you know what it kind of feels like to me? It's kind of like, you know how Amazing Spider-Man was like, they put so little into that movie because it was just like, they had to make it, and so it was like, we are contractually obligated to make this movie to keep the character right, so we're just going to make this movie with, like, a shitty Peter Parker and a shitty Mary Jane and, like, terrible effects. Like, it's just going to exist. Like, this is like that. Like, they're putting no money into this show. Like, the fact that they're isolating them on the fucking water, which is the cheapest place to shoot, because you don't really, it's just like, let's go out into the water and shoot a bunch of shit. Okay, that's great. We don't have to worry about location permits or any of that shit. It's just like, it's super cheap, and they can shoot anywhere, really, anywhere there's water.
So, Casey, is this working for you then, or no?
No. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, why am I watching this again? Like, this is... Oh, that's right. We're talking about it on the show. Okay. I was just like, I watched it for you guys. That was the only reason. I can't... Yeah, I can't with this. It's just... It serves literally no purpose. There's no reason for this show to exist. It's purposeless, and I
there's
honestly
no new take. I mean, I was hoping for a new take on this. I mean, there's no. You're right. You're absolutely right, Casey. There's no reason for this show.
No, the only thing I could see making it better is if it's sort of like a Robert Rodriguez Planet Terror thing, where it's like it's campy and over the top and crazy, and that could be fun. I mean, Ash vs. Evil Dead was kind of interesting in that way, and that was on the Stars recently. But just there were little things like the propeller to the zombie face that kind of gave me some hope, because I was like, okay, well, that's from an Italian zombie movie called Zombie Holocaust. So I was like, okay, and they're going to go out and there's going to be zombies in the water. Maybe there'll be a zombie shark fight like in Zombie, another Italian zombie movie. And so I was like, maybe these guys know what they're doing. And then I realized, no, they really don't.
Have we ever seen zombie animals? There's no zombie animals, right?
No,
not on this show,
and the zombies eat the animals too, which I don't get that, but whatever.
Right.
But
how cool would a zombie shark be?
That I could see that working.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly. It's just, it's bad. It's just bad. And it's funny because, I read, the place that I basically go to read, recaps and reviews of shows is AV Club. And so AV Club gave this episode like a B-. I said, Are you serious? Who paid you? Who blew you on your desk to give this a B-? That's still a passing grade if we're going by like college, high school grades. B- is like, you tried your best, almost got it. It's like, no, you did not try your best. This is a D+ at best.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. It's terrible. It's completely phoned in. And I know that 100 fans are really pissed that what's her face, the chick who plays the teenage girl, left the 100 to stay on this piece of crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because her character was like major, and there was the outcry over her character exiting the show. Now, now she's on this piece of garbage where she's possibly the stupidest character out of a huge cast of nominees for that title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just it was the stupidest thing. It was kind of like a ham radio version of Catfish.
Yeah.
it was kind of like, oh yeah, we're gonna die, and I'm gonna play David Bowie and be really deep and emo, and like, and then some girls like, oh my God, you're so deep. Yeah, tell me all about you. Where are you? Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so wet right now. Yeah, where are you?
She's all like ASL question mark.
Oh, yeah, awful. It's terrible. It's like, girl, and then she's like toying with her tattoo that her stupid dead boyfriend made for her, and it's just like, oh, we get it. You're like horned up and you want a man, but this is not the time. You just escaped certain death. Like, maybe put your life into perspective of what's going on around here. You have a dead body on the boat, and you're playing footsie over the ham radio with this dude.
Right.
It was just like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever.
But also, what would have been, I think, an interesting take for this series is, The Walking Dead already has a we're not going to help anyone, we're just watching out for ourselves sort of attitude.
Right.
I mean, what if they had taken on a, this is a group of people that's trying to help as many people as possible,
right.
And over the course of many seasons, you start to learn why that's a bad thing,
right.
and
yeah,
you
see,
become...
it's way too... Yeah.
Yeah, it's in season 1, or 1.5 or whatever this is, you've already jumped to, we're only working with this group of 7 people and don't help anyone, don't let anyone in. Like,
right.
It's The Walking Dead. It's.
I kind of like the idea of following a different group of people each season, and then not, and I don't know. That's a very Ryan Murphy kind of miniseries.
They all die at the end of every season.
Yeah, exactly.
Not necessarily. I mean, it would just kind of like end, and you kind of wouldn't know, and then you go to some other part of the country. It would at least provide some variety. I mean, we were promised like a burnt out urban version of Walking Dead. We didn't get that. It was urban for what, like 2.5 episodes, and then it went into the suburbs. Now it's on the sea. It's like.
Yeah. How much farther away can you
all
get?
with the same shitty people. Like, you know, if they pitch it as like something on the ocean, I would watch it. But they pitch it as something urban and something not out in the woods like Walking Dead. So, yeah.
I will say there was one thing that I really, really loved about this episode.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it had one redeeming quality.
The credits.
So there's a couple of points where they're in like the control room of the yacht. And like over Boat Tyrese's shoulder is a Star Trek looking diagram of the boat, like 2 different views of it. It looked like a Voyager diagram or something on the wall.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It had the same like Elcar's like theme and colors, and I was like, ooh, it's so pretty. I want to go like tap it and make little beep noises like on Star Trek. That was the only redeeming quality of this episode for me. I think a lot of other people really loved it. Facebook was on fire. At least mine. I mean, I have a lot of.
Who are these people? I'm with Steven. Like, who are these people? Who is loving this show? Is this lowest common denominator viewership? Like, what is going on here?
Oh, now we don't want to. We don't want to, make bad statements about people who love it.
That's just true. But seriously, I want to know why you loved this. I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
Well, maybe they'll write in. So here's what we'll do. Put your comments on Facebook or tweet us. Let us know why you love the premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, and we will give you your due in court next episode.
Yes, we will give this show even more airtime.
We will not read you for filth.
Right.
We will not read you for filth. This is true. I will hand to God. I will listen and be kind. Which is not my nature. I'm being nice for you.
All right. So, final question. Are you guys going to keep watching?
Only if you force us to. I'm not...
I will watch it next week, but then Game of Thrones starts in the same time slot, and I don't think anyone is ever going to watch it anymore because they're going to watch Game of Thrones. So, terrible programming decision, AMC.
Here's what I'm going to say, guys. I am making a command decision. we're not reviewing this anymore.
Thank you.
Okay.
Unless we all collectively decide to change that, we're done. We're out.
If there's something that's like, you know, oh my god, completely turned around, and we binge watch it later, fine. But I'm not watching this week to week.
Right.
It's just not.
If it does like a House of Cards and makes a flip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Fear the Walking Dead. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Are we ready to switch tracks, guys, and talk about a show we actually like?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Our discussion of Survivor. Come on in, guys. Sorry. I
We're
love the
playing
little
for it?
justice.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So
whatever, and get fire, because fire means life in this game.
Yeah, exactly. When your fire is out, so are you.
And we just snuffed Fear the Walking Dead's torch.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, you voted off the island and not on the jury. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. All right. So Casey, catch us up. Survivor.
Wow.
Last time we talked about it was last week, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Big merge episode.
It's been major since.
How are you feeling about things?
It made up for the week before, honestly. Well, the week before was like, you know, this really a lot of excitement, and then like a wet fart of an ending. And this was great because it's like, okay, well, Neil's gone. We're not going to let that stop us from, you know, the game is still on. The game is still on. But I think after this particular blindside this week, I think it's becoming very clear that there are people that are there to play, and the game I think officially has begun. With that blindside, it's like, okay, it's on now, and people who thought that they were running the game are not running the game, which I love. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
And I love it when players who you kind of weren't sure if they were going to make big moves, like Sydney, like she's been really quiet. She's been,
very
quiet.
Mm-hmm.
She's been like very, leaning back. She's been part of a strong alliance on the Braun team. She made a good, connection with Debbie when they switched up the tribes. So she's been really kind of sitting pretty, but she hasn't just been sitting around doing nothing. She's been really observant, and I really underrated her before we went into the season because she talked about having like these multiple personalities, and I was like, this bitch is going to be on a short fuse. She's not going to last. Like I drafted her very low.
Yeah.
I think I got stuck with her, and I was like, "Oh, I'm stuck with this girl. She's not going to last." And then she maneuvers this amazing move to get rid of someone that actually some fans are saying was not the wisest thing for her because it's going to make a target on her. And Nick wasn't necessarily threatening to her, but I think the point is to get out threats early, not wait until they're threatening you.
Well, I think they're trying to also break up the macho trio,
Right.
Him,
well, at this point, there's only 2 of them left. And then Ty votes for Jason. I really want to know what that's about.
Yeah.
I'm just like, wait a minute, you're turning on your bros. Like, what's going on? So, like, everything is up in the air. I really cannot wait until tomorrow night because, that whole thing was it was beautifully maneuvered. And it was great because, Scott and Nick and Jason were like, I don't know, I think there's going to be like a women's alliance. I don't know, let's figure it out. And then, of course, there wasn't, but you know what? There sure hell is now. At least for that vote, there was. It's like, you know what? It came back to bite you in the friggin' ass because you don't think those things out loud. I mean,
You end up creating the very thing you're afraid of, and that's the beauty of Survivor.
Now, I don't think it's gonna be like the Black Widow Brigade because that's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing from Micronesia fans versus favorites, but. I don't think that whole women's alliance thing is going to stick, but I think that it's definitely made things a lot more interesting. And there are going to be players who I think know that they can play together, whereas before I don't think that they realized that they were options to each other. So
Right. Yeah. All right. Steven, how about you?
Well, I'm completely out of the pool, I think. I think Nick was
that was your last
one. Not that I wanted him to be there, but now I'm completely out. But it was very interesting how things were kind of turning very quickly. I felt like Sydney was just waiting. It felt like she was looking for a fight. She was sort of picking like on little stuff that really didn't, wasn't really that bothersome, but she was kind of using it to justify, hey, if I have to make a big move, this is what I'm going to blame it on. And so I think that's what she did. But it was great. I love that it was a blindside. I love it. I mean, complete blindside. The only other thing about this episode that I thought was significant, that I thought was so stupid. I love Ty, but he is not smart. When he was at the tribal council, and he's like, and then there's a super idol, and everyone's like, what? He goes, everyone doesn't know.
Like, no, only people with idols know, dipshit. You just outed yourself, basically.
Yeah. Right.
I was like, he just outed himself. So, but yeah, I don't think
for the second time
do well. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And not in a really great, significant, positive way.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting because, yeah, that's right. If Ty voted for Jason, who has the second half of the idol, like, why is he voting for the person that he needs for the super idol? Like, that was just weird.
Yeah.
No, but they didn't really do interviews with Ty at all, so we don't really know.
Actually, I don't think Ty doesn't know Jason has that idol.
Oh, Scott didn't tell him?
Scott never told him. Scott told him to not vote Anna out because he wanted Ty to keep the idol so that he could manipulate Ty into using that for the super idol when the merge came. So Ty doesn't know that Jason has the idol.
Okay.
At this point, Ty thinks he's the only one that has the idol.
But still, why would he toss a vote that way? That just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's got to be something there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Brad?
I enjoyed it, and it was delicious, and here's why. People who are smug and arrogant, like Nick was, oh my gosh, I don't often want to get physically violent with people, but when you act like that, I want to punch you in your goddamn face. And I know. I never do it. I've never hit anyone purposely in my whole life, so I would never actually do that. I'm just describing.
It makes you want
to. It makes me want to. Exactly. I never would.
Wow.
I'd say something biting and caustic instead. Actually, I'd probably say something that rips you to shreds, but I'd sound like I'm complimenting you and making you feel good about yourself until you get home and think about it later and weep into a bowl of ice cream.
Oh my god! Wait, I forget. You're from the South, right?
I'm from Michigan, actually.
Oh no, okay. That's a very Southern mentality. I was like, wait a minute.
I lived in Georgia for a year as a kid. Does that count?
Maybe that's where you got it.
Maybe that's where I learned it.
In the air down there.
One too many mint juleps.
Bless your heart. You want some of Granny's peach tea? Anyway.
I really didn't dislike Nick that much, though. He wasn't Colton or anything. I mean, you know.
I had problems with him. There was like that one time where he was very condescending to that one woman who clearly knew what was going on. Yeah, and he was like, I gotta teach her what to do, and lead her. And she's just like, he thinks he knows what's going on, but he doesn't.
Very misogynistic, right? Yeah. And even at one point in this last episode, like, he's like, look, I know that I'm sounding arrogant, and I know that I'm sounding like a douche, but this is the way that it is. And I'm like, oh my god, you need to go, man.
And he wasn't that good looking. He was thin.
No, he really wasn't.
But Debbie was just like, oh my god, he's like a Greek god. I'm like, yeah, the Greek god got beat up by the ugly stick.
Well, when you're a former model, you recognize.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Yeah, I didn't catch what her new job was.
One of them was waitress, I think.
Waitress. Okay. Yep. One was waitress. I think the other was part-time rocket scientist or something.
Yeah, or something.
Okay.
Anyway, so I really enjoyed this episode. I'm glad to see some moves are being taken. I felt like the last few weeks with the injuries and, it's just been kind of flagging a little bit. So I'm anxious to see what happens from here. Previews for tomorrow's episode. Did you guys see the commercial?
Yeah.
Looks rough.
Apparently Jason and Scott are like fucking burning the rice and hiding the machetes, and
I hate it when they do that stuff. It just it just hurts everyone. It's just chaos. Yeah. It's stupid.
And great message for your daughter, Jason.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Great father. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
First you bully someone for no reason, and then you do this shit. Yeah, great role model.
Yeah.
I know. So, Steven, I got to tell you, when we were watching the episode and Nick got voted out, we held a candlelight vigil for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm the first to get completely wiped off the board.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. The MBP TV Survivor Draft continues forward without you, Steven. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's so sad.
Oh.
I only have
Wah,
one
wah.
left, I think.
Who do you have left, Casey?
Oh God, I don't even remember. It's somebody who's they're not gonna make it. I forget who
Whoever
it
it
is.
is, they're not gonna make it.
I have zero faith in it. I know Jim is hasn't lost anybody.
Right? I'm like, how do you do that? We were talking
know.
about that on MVP last night. I'm like, dude, you still have all three of your people. How is that even possible? He's like, I have a special way of picking people that I won't tell you about.
Oh my
and
God.
I'm like, yeah, he won
Begins
last
with
time.
eeny,
too.
meeny.
Maybe we'll just call him Negan.
Oh God.
Casey, you have Kyle. Oh, you have Kyle.
Oh God, I have
Jason.
the same dipshit. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle Jason.
I have to admit, I drafted him purely on
Beard.
for aesthetic reasons. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he is completely, he's completely destroyed my hopes and dreams.
That's all right. I drafted Scott for aesthetic reasons.
Yeah.
And they go together apparently.
Yeah,
So-
there's something about the Neanderthal look that's kind of hot.
Right? I mean, together they're kind of a big package of
Whoa, big
craziness.
Well, Scott does have a big package. They
does
show
have
it all the time.
They don't even bother to blur it out. Like it's
They
so big.
don't.
They're like, this is beyond our pixelation budget, so like we can't blur that out. Sorry.
I think so. I was just like, oh my God. Well, no wonder Ty's after him. My goodness.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, let's make a super idol together.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Let's play hide the immunity idol.
That's your yin and my yang.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
That was rough.
So I got to ask you guys a question. This is like the 33rd season?
32nd.
32nd. It's 32nd. Okay, my mental math was off. How many years does Survivor have left in it? Do you think it's still going pretty strong? Are we going to see it around for a while? Or
Well, I know there are at least 2 more seasons because Jeff Probst in an interview said they're already filming like 34 and 35 right now.
Yeah.
But you know, I think as long as they keep switching it up like this, it'll at least have people like me interested. I mean, I think they've done a really stellar job of trying just little like the Super Idol. This is the first time it's ever been introduced, and we might not even see it get into play. So if they keep on trying that, it'd be interesting for one day to see it go into play. And I think they keep on trying to modify the game enough to keep you interested. You know, then there was Lonely Island or whatever, and
Oh God.
you know,
Redemption Island, Redemption Island, which is like one of
Lonely
the worst
Island?
things ever. Oh, Exile Island you're talking about.
yeah,
right. Yeah.
Redemption Island's the worst. They better not bring that shit back.
yeah.
Oh God.
So I mean, I like that they keep trying to make it different and interesting, and then they do family members, or you know, they bring back favorites, and you know, so I think it's an interesting microcosm of a game, you know.
Yeah.
It's
How
like
about
a
you,
sporting
Casey?
event. I think it's going to keep going. I think that they're good through like. I'm trying to remember. Rob has a podcast said that they had been renewed for I don't know another 5 or 6 seasons.
Wow.
So they're made in the shade for some time. So they're not going away anytime soon. I have to say though, I do not see the Super Idol being played this season because if it had been successful this season, we would have seen it in Cambodia, and it wasn't in Cambodia. So I think Ty ruined that. I don't think it's gonna happen. And I don't know. I think it's kind of a stupid idea anyway. I mean, it doesn't really. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Do you guys want to feel really old for a second?
Sure.
Do you realize if they've been renewed for like 6 more seasons,
Mm-hmm.
that means in 2019, just 3 years from now,
Mm-hmm.
we'll have had 20 years of Survivor on TV.
Yeah, that's great.
That is crazy.
That is.
Doesn't
great.
that make you feel like you should be using a walker right now?
Hey, I've been revisiting all the old seasons, so you can tell everything's in standard def, and Yeah, they're watching their family videos on VHS, so it's like,
Really?
yeah, wow, yeah,
Oh god.
yeah.
Pretty
Remember when
funny.
they would watch them on Sprint phones?
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God.
Yes, they do that. They're
We-
like, you have a family conversation on your Sprint phone. That's the
Yeah.
Right.
reward. Yeah.
We've got the new LG Xperia 7 Edge from Sprint.
Exactly.
Everybody record a video. Fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
it's going. I mean, I think that, and that's just something the show is still really good at, is developing characters that you want to see come back.
Yeah.
And we've got that this season. We've had several interesting people.
Yeah, I'd
that
love
we
to
wanna
see Ty
return.
come back as a fan favorite if he doesn't win. you know?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think, honestly, I think he doesn't have a chance in hell of ever winning.
No,
Because he's too well liked.
And he's a little naive.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But,
Just a wee bit.
yeah. But, yeah, no, I think it's good.
Yeah.
I'll keep
I-
watching it.
I hope that's the case. I
Yeah,
certainly
ratings are
will
still
too.
solid, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, excellent. Well, guys, how do we feel about moving on to some MeTV? Are we good?
Sure
Mhm.
thing.
All right, guys, I gotta tell you, I have been dying to talk to you. I, along with Jim, am finally caught up on House of Cards.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Are you?
I
You
have-
guys are all caught up, right?
I'm all
No,
done.
I stopped in like season 4 of season 3. I can't get over that hill.
No,
It's,
no,
you
it
got to come back.
gets so
Yeah,
much better.
I'm hearing that, but I'm like, okay, so I have to slog through the bullshit with his assistant that should be dead and all this nonsense. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
Okay,
I'll tell you this:
I know it's good this season.
It is.
Season 3 was very lackluster for me.
Yeah.
And it was a struggle. When the new season came out, I'm like, dudes, I don't even know if I'm going to watch it right now. And I didn't. Not because I didn't want to, just we didn't really have much time until recently, but I didn't have that excitement like I normally do after last season. But I'll tell you what, there were some points this season that were not as great as I would have liked, but overall, it was excellent. Really, really great. For people complaining that Robin Wright hasn't had enough to do, not only does Claire have more to do, but Robin Wright directed like 4 episodes
Yeah,
this
exactly.
season.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like they're the best shot episodes. Like they are phenomenal. This season has got so much going on for it. Man, I don't even know how to talk about it without giving spoilers. But so good. We binge watched the whole season in like 2 nights. Like it was
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
we're
a really
at the end-
good show.
Yeah, at the end of every episode, I'd be like afraid to ask. I'm like, Jim, should we do one more? Are you up for that? He's like, do it. And then at the end of the episode, he's like, I don't know. What do you think? One more? And I'm like, yes, let's do it. So,
Yeah.
so Steven, it sounds like you really enjoyed it too.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
right?
I mean the only thing that I thought was kind of odd, and it didn't bother me too much, but it sort of threw us for a loop for a second. Was sort of they had sort of a mid-season finale.
Yeah.
There was one episode where it sort of ends, and the next episode it's like going in a different direction. There's a character you've never seen before, and it's just
Right,
like, did I miss something? You know, like we had to go back to the previous episode. Like we must have missed an episode or something, and. But then you kind of figure out, okay, they're just changing directions, but it's like
Right.
it's a left turn. I mean, it just
Yeah.
goes. But I don't. It didn't bother me because it felt like I got 2 seasons in one. You know.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So it was. But I just think everyone was. They really kind of brought it back to their A game. And one of the things I really didn't like in season 3 that they brought back in season 4 was Frank talking to the camera as much. Like season 3, he barely did it, and now season 4, he's doing that a lot more.
All the
again.
time. I love it.
So it came back to its roots a little bit. So I really enjoyed this season.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Casey, I hope at some point. I know there's a bazillion things out there to watch, but
Yeah,
I hope
watch it.
I hope you give it another chance.
Yeah, I need to. It's just a case of getting through that season 3. It's just it's a bit painful. The whole Doug thing really pisses me off.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about his survival and his struggle. I'm just like, he should be dead. Like I don't get why the show is so will not let this guy go. It doesn't
And
make any sense to me.
that doesn't improve in season 4, but the rest
Yeah,
of
I
the stuff
figured.
makes up for it.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here! Like, you were dead. We were so close, you know. And then, the whole first episode of season 3 is like dealing with his bullshit. It's
Oh,
like,
I know.
are you serious? Yeah. I'll have to power through. I'll have to
There
power
you
through.
go.
I'll have to with
Do
a lot
it.
of vodka or something. Yeah.
There you go. All right, Casey. What about you? What have you got from MeTV this week?
I haven't binge watched anything in forever, but I'm really liking getting back to watching stuff week to week. It keeps things interesting every week. So WGN, which I guess is a channel that everybody has. I think it's basic cable, but I don't think people realize that they have it. They have two shows that got some acclaim, which are Manhattan and Salem, and they canceled Manhattan, which is about the Manhattan Project in the 40s. But they have two really good shows on right now called Outsiders and Underground. And Outsiders is kind of reminiscent of Sons of Anarchy. It's about a family. It's about a mountain family in Kentucky who have basically been camped out on this mountain and basically lay claim to this land. And an oil company wants to kick them out to drill in the mountain for oil and to develop mining there. And it's really fascinating because this family has their own kind of like this backwoods hillbilly culture, and it's really fascinating. It's very atmospheric. It's kind of like a Southern Gothic kind of thing. It's great. And Underground is with the Underground Railroad. And it's about time somebody did a show about this, because it really lends itself very well to a very a compelling narrative that's built out over the course of several seasons. And so it follows there's a plantation in Georgia, and it follows and it kind of develops it like kind of like a Great Escape kind of thing, kind of like it's kind of like a prison escape show, which essentially is what it is. I mean, they're trying to get out of slavery and find their freedom. It takes all sorts of really interesting twists, and it's executive produced by John Legend. So there's some really interesting uses of like contemporary music as cues at like debutante balls and during intense moments. So it's really it's an incredibly well done show, and considering the subject matter, it really isn't as heavy as like 12 Years a Slave. It's not like 12 Years a Slave spread out to series length, because that would be impossible to watch. It would just be such a uncomfortable slog. It definitely has a couple of moments for obvious reasons, but it is also really compelling. It follows a group of slaves that are escaping, but also a group of white abolitionists that are trying to help with the Underground Railroad and provide stops for runaway slaves. WGN is really delivering it with these two shows. So and all of them are on demand. They keep the whole series up, so it doesn't expire. So if you have on demand, look for WGN. And
nice.
And on demand, if you have it on demand, they have no commercials, so you don't have to fast forward.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's great.
So it's perfect. It's just the 44 minutes each episode. You can just plow right through. You can fast forward on demand too, which is also unique to them.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of them you're stuck.
Great.
Yeah, and both are in their first season. So, and most shows are going off the air at this point. So it's about time to watch these two shows.
So I have a question. I thought shows used to go off in May.
A lot of them are leaving now. I mean, end of April. Because a lot of shows are getting shorter runs. Shorter runs.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the new thing now. It's so that they can focus more of their resources. It doesn't necessarily work, but
also I think seasons are sort of going away. It's just sort of put a show up when you want. It just seems like now there's summer shows and fall shows, and there's just all sorts. There's mid-season. Replacements, mid-season jumps. It's all over the place.
And I think Netflix and Prime and Hulu have really tapped into that whole concept of there are audiences for TV at all times. So why not give them an original drama or original comedy in the summer? Orange is the New Black generally premieres in the summer, so that's like a summer show at this point.
Yeah.
And I like that. It's always, but then it's also kind of overwhelming because there's always something to watch.
Exactly.
And so you get behind on stuff like House of Cards because it's like, when am I going to watch? When am I going to watch this? There's too much other stuff to watch. So
I know. We still haven't even touched Daredevil season 2. I don't know when we're going to get to it.
Daredevil season 1. I haven't finished Jessica Jones season 1, and I love it. It's just
Jessica Jones.
I just get so distracted.
Well, Steven, what have you got this week from MeTV?
Well, I'll give you guys the choice because I did finish Daredevil season 2, which was awesome. Or I also just finished The People versus O.J. Simpson.
Ooh, tell us about that one.
Yeah, I wanted to know about that.
I absolutely loved that show. I thought it was so good. I mean, it started off a little campy, kind of Ryan Murphy campy, and I was fine with that. I actually kind of liked their take on it, but then it just got good. It just got very kind of serious, but it was such an interesting take on it because it wasn't so much about the court case. It was trying to paint this picture of the time, the emotions, and a lot of stuff that's sort of mirroring what's going on right now. A lot of hatred for police brutality, and basically kind of pointing out that, at one point when they go in the jury room, towards the deliberation time, they show these, certain people, they're like, I will never say he's guilty. And it's just it has nothing to, and one person's like, they have overwhelming evidence. His blood, his DNA at the scene, her DNA in his house. If you just look at the evidence, there's no way you couldn't convict him. I mean, he's guilty as sin. Right. And they're like, I don't care. I'm not finding him guilty because of, I don't trust the police. And it's just oh my God. It's just, but they try and paint this really rich portrait of what was going on so that you understand sort of why they came to that decision. Not that it was right, because, I mean, he clearly murdered her.
Right. Now, with 20 years between it, now we can say that without fearing repercussions.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Then it was oh, wait, he got away. He's innocent, okay? You can't say he did it anymore.
Yeah. Well, on top of it, I mean, there was a civil case that the Goldmans, mounted afterwards that basically convicted him also, so it's it was just that jury that time. I mean, definitely there were probably mistakes on the prosecution side because they had a little bit. I think they felt overconfident that they had all this evidence. It's there's no way you could look at this and not convict him. And it's actually you can. It's about emotions. People were voting, making their decision with emotions. And but it also talked about the jury fatigue. There's one episode all about the jury and how they had been there for 9 months. It's imagine being sequestered from your family and news and TV and movies for 9 months. It's it's just insane when you think about it. They were held prisoner, basically. It's just the whole situation was just completely nuts. And so there's just so much involved with it that if you were watching that as a show and didn't have the actual history, you would think this is completely fictional, but it all really happened. When they're just, you're watching this and did that really? I'm always googling. I'm did that really happen? Because I didn't really pay attention at the time, and it all really happened. I mean, they of course embellished a little, but it all really happened. It was just nuts. But it was actually really well done and very tense. They had nice little cliffhangers at each episode. So it was. I couldn't stop watching it. It was definitely as soon as it was on our DVR, we were watching it.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Maybe worth checking out then, even though
I recommend it.
Ryan Murphy and I have a troubled past.
It really. Yeah. I mean, there's elements of Ryan Murphy. At one point, they all break into song. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, when it's pop rock now, all of a sudden.
Yeah, no. There's elements. I think it's more just the camera style and a little bit of the acting that you can kind of see hints of Ryan Murphy, but it really doesn't feel, too much Ryan Murphy-ish.
Right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really needed to watch it. It's just a Ryan Murphy thing, and season 2 is apparently about Hurricane Katrina, which is not. I'm sorry. I don't care how you spin it. That's not a crime story. I'm sorry. It's a natural disaster story. It's not a crime story.
Well, but wasn't there some kind of FEMA scandal or something?
Yeah, there was.
Katrina?
I don't think it's going to be about that. It's gonna be, and we already had Treme and And Trouble the Water and that Spike Lee documentary that was amazing. So that's like been done. I would love to see another thing focusing on like a great crime, like the HBO movie that's coming out about the Anita Hill thing. I would watch a whole series
I'm so
about that.
excited for that. I love Kerry Washington and
Yeah, I'd watch a whole series about that. But apparently Katrina's more of a crime than than an actual trial. Yeah. So, whatever.
I guess so. Oh, there's a puppy behind you, Steven.
I see a dog.
Oh, hello. That's Oscar.
Oh,
hi,
Oscar.
Oscar.
Which he can't hear us at all.
Yes, I just thought about that. He's going to chase his sister.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, guys, this was awesome. This was so much fun being able to sit down and chat with you guys. We're going to be back in 2 weeks talking about the Game of Thrones premiere.
Woo!
So, yeah, excited.
Better not be Fear the Walking Dead level. Better be like, oh, we're not going to learn anything. Okay, fine.
Just watching the trailer, I can't wait.
Oh, I haven't watched anything. I don't want to know anything. I want to go on a completely blank slate.
Yeah, that new trailer that dropped, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So, we'll be back for that. We're taking next week off, but can't wait to talk Game of Thrones with you guys.
Oh, wait, okay. So, I do want to just mention that Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt starts on Friday, and you all need to watch that.
Yes.
Just a little tiny thing.
All right. Yeah. You do that. If you're interested in that show.
I'm doing it.
Steven and I will watch
I'm with you,
Casey. Right. We need a laugh after this week. This week's been...
I know, right? Oh, my gosh. Crazy.
Yeah. I need to binge watch a comedy. That will be my choice.
All I'm going to say is, Robert Kirkman, it's a good thing you're damn hot, because...
Yeah.
Hot people can get away with a lot of really stupid shit. This is true.
Yeah.
And Kirkman can get away with a lot of stupid shit, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. All right, everyone. Take it easy. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Enjoy
Bye,
CB.
everyone.